District, and congratulations for those of you who have done papers and are ready to compete at state in just 40 some days. It's going to be a bunch of fun come March. We're here today to know what we need to do to practice, get ready, and what we know we can't do at state. But we're here to go to state, we're here to have fun at state, and when we make it to state, the top 4 people in each role play category and the top 3 people in each paper category make it to ICDC. Now it's going to be some work, it's going to be a bunch of fun. But guys, if you make it to ICDC, it's 5 days in Orlando, Florida, in Disney World, riding roller coasters and having fun. Sounds a lot more fun than school. Now guys, let's work hard, let's have fun, and here's Mr. Williams.
Guys, I also want to congratulate you. Our DECA program has had a strong tradition at Carmel High School for, first of all, representing our school very well, but also being very successful. But I can tell you this year, our DECA program has never been stronger than it is right now. And that's a kudos to you guys for the work that you put in, and to your sponsors for the work they put in. We look forward to you guys going down there and doing very well, enjoying yourself and representing your school the way that we expect you to represent Carmel High School. One of the things I've heard over and over again as I've talked to folks about DECA is not just that we win, not just that we do exceptionally well, but it's how we do things. And we talk about this a lot at Carmel High School. And I hope that it's more than just talk. It's not what we do, it's how we do it. As you go down there and you represent yourself, your DECA program and Carmel High School, that you're thinking it's not what I accomplish, it's how I accomplish it. How I carry myself, how I represent what DECA is supposed to be about. So good luck to you, wish you the best of luck, and look forward to counting how many of you are going to Orlando. Okay, thank you guys.
All right, guys, so now we're going to go ahead and give it off to Mrs. Wiseman.
Hello, good morning everyone. I do want to first start off by saying congratulations to all of you that get to go to compete at state. I can tell you I am a former graduate of Carmel High School, and I was a part of the DECA program, and some of my best memories, and I'm still friends with my partner. We were in the hospitality and tourism management group. Is anyone competing in that? No, do they have that still? No, oh thank you, we get one. Okay, it's not that embarrassing, we had a great time. So I really am so excited for you. You're gonna make some awesome memories, and I could never give a good speech like Mr. Williams. He really said it well. It's how you do something, how you represent the school. But really, I'm here to tell you about some things that you probably have never paid attention to because you really didn't need to, but it's the consequences when we make choices that really are unbecoming of a Greyhound. And I want you to be an informed consumer so you know how to make the best decisions and what the consequences of some of those decisions are. Obviously, if you make all of the best decisions and you put your best foot forward, you're gonna have great memories, great times, and hopefully you'll be in Orlando. And I'd be happy to go to Orlando and give this speech again if you need me to do that as well. But if you choose not to do that, there are some consequences. The first one is if you consume any illegal substance whatsoever, whether it's alcohol or drugs, you're actually expelled from Carmel High School. It's in your handbook, that's a requirement. And I know some of you are probably thinking, I've had a buddy in the past who, maybe they were drinking at school. And I saw them like 2 weeks later here at school. So why is that? Well, technically, that person was probably still expelled, but we can offer waivers to expulsion, and that gets into some nitty-gritty and some complications. But know that if you do drink, if you do consume drugs when you're on this trip, then you're gonna be expelled. We do at times offer students waivers to expulsion, which meaning that you have to do a lot of community service, you can be drug tested at any time, and then we let you back into the school after a set period of time. But there are still a lot of consequences for those actions. How many of you applied for college through the Common App? Okay. Part of the Common App application does require for you to say if you've ever been suspended or expelled, and even after you apply to schools, it requires from your counselor if anything would change in your disciplinary records that they inform your college. And that's not something that you want to have to do. You don't want to have to be sitting in your counselor's office thinking, how am I going to actually write this paragraph for this school. I know I already got in, but they want to know that, I got in trouble for drinking on this DECA trip. That's something that you don't want to be in the position to do that. I know that all of your sponsors, your teachers, they're going to have breathalyzers there. That's something that it's just a preventative measure. We want to deter you from making those bad decisions. And also when you're there, make sure that you're going to represent yourself well, and you want to make your parents proud and your teachers proud, so just really make those good decisions. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to stop by Student Services and we would be happy to answer any of those questions. You could also ask your teacher and they can shoot us an email and we'll be happy to answer any of those for you. But I just want to say best of luck to you, make the best decision you can, and I hope that all of you advance to Orlando, because I know school is a little bit more fun than Disney, but I think you'll have a great time when you get to Disney World. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Mrs. Wiseman. Thank you guys all for coming. I know you guys all have a lot of different things to get to, so I'll try to keep this brief. To start off, last year we sent 180 students to state. This year we are sending 350. Our ending score for district this year was 129 to 50, and that 50 was all of the other schools combined. So to say the least, you all should be very proud of yourselves for the work that you've put in. It's an awesome job that you guys have done so far. I'd also like to thank Mr. Reed, Mrs. Cardman, the leadership team, and everybody else that has been involved with this process so far. It's a tremendous undertaking, and it's been a tremendous pleasure being president while it's been going on. Now, with that being said, there are several expectations that Mrs. Wiseman, Mr. Williams, and Mr. Reed will be covering and have covered. And aside from all of the more delineated ones that we've mentioned with the consumption of drugs and alcohol and how that results in immediate expulsion, one of the things that I ask you all to consider is the amount of effort that's been put into this program, and that every single one of your actions directly affects everybody around you. I'll be honest with you, in that last year, because of the actions of a few individuals, this organization was on the brink of not existing at this school. So please remember that every single thing that you do affects everybody around you, and that your actions have a much greater impact than you may think. So with that being said, over the next couple months, I ask that you guys all continue to work hard the same way that you have been, and continue to think about how your actions impact those around you, so that we can be the 2015 state champions. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you, Mark. For those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Spondon Garg. I'm the head of competitive events for DECA at Carmel. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what we expect from those that are competing in competitive events, namely role plays. So I know role plays, there's a lot of you going, a lot of that's club, and that's great because we have a lot more club kids this year than any year before, and we want you guys to do really well. So I know you've been told that you need to prepare for state so you can get to ICDC. I'm going to let you know how to prepare. First thing, we want you guys to be doing about 4 to 5 practice role plays a week and 2 to 3 hours of studying for the test. 4 to 5 practice role plays, sit at home, set yourself the timer, and do the prep and then practice either in the mirror with a parent or siblings, or come in during SRT and talk to one of the leadership team members, and we'll be happy to listen to you and give you advice, critique, ideas on performance indicators or how to address them. That being said, for the test, do a practice test, go through all the questions, understand why you missed any question that you did, and go and learn any concepts or terminology that you didn't previously understand. That's going to help you score better on the test of state and ICDC. It's also going to help you through role play because those performance indicators will address a lot of the same topics that the test addresses. Know those and use that in your role plays, and I guarantee your score can be at least 10, 20 points higher. That's for the majority of that speaking. The other thing, any of you that are competing in role plays, you probably got the booklet for your specific category. You can also get a booklet for your cluster exam. That's the one that just has the one word written across the top. It'll either say marketing, finance, hospitality, personal finance, or it's one of 6 words, one of 6 cluster exams. Go through, get those. There's a cluster exam at the top, and halfway through the book, you're gonna see a list of all the performance indicators for your category. You can go through and learn those because those will help you at state, obviously, so you won't be blindsided by your performance indicators. And you should get a booklet, not all pink, just depending on your category. In there, you'll have a list of all your performance indicators and how to address them. You can go through that, and that'll help you out a lot too. And lastly, so a lot of you went to district, and that was great. Those of you that are going to state, some of you guys didn't score as well as you probably would have liked to. If you score below 65, then you are on a list of remedials. That list is posted outside of Mr. Reed's room on the far right of the wall. I also have a list, so you can come and check with me. If you're on that list, you can still go to state, but you need to come in for a set number of remedial sessions. If you don't come in for that, you won't be allowed to go to state. And trust me, we will know if you did or did not come. So come in for the remedial sessions. We'll gladly help you guys out and make sure you get to state in ICDC. So, without further ado, the myth, the legend, Mr. Chard Reed.
All right, guys, I just want to cover just a few things. I'm not going to read this packet to you, but I do want to go over some highlights here. The first page is like the meat and potatoes of all the information you need to know. Where we're going to go, when we're going to leave, what bus pickup places are going to be. So like we're going to always leave from the football stadium, okay? And that's on the home side. You'll notice there are some early mornings here, guys. So on Sunday, I'll note this as well. Sunday is daylight savings time where we switch the times, where you spring ahead. So if you're like Zach or Mark and you like to sleep till 3, you got to think that it's 1 is when you need to be there, okay? So we're springing ahead. There's been some issues in the past with people missing that detail. Go through there, and if you guys are going to state, we really need you to sign up for Remind text alerts. I know some of you are like, I don't like to be informed, I hate getting information that's useful to my life. Just sign up, please, okay? We need to be able to tell you like, hey, by the way, something bad is happening at the Marriott, you need to meet us here, or something. If there's an emergency, we need to be able to communicate with you promptly, okay? Also, I need to be able to incessantly bug you about studying at least every 3 days. I won't really do that, but maybe I will sometimes. But please sign up for that, and also, if you would, ask your parents to do the same. One of the worst things is, I mean, look how long we're there on Monday. 6:30 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. So I want to have them on the parent list, so I can say, hey, we just got on the bus, we'll be home in half an hour. So your parents know exactly where we are all the time, okay? So please have them sign up for that. Your money is due next Friday, okay, $100. We were able, I don't know if you guys realize, I know that still sounds a little expensive, but that's the cheapest it's ever been, okay? The last couple years it's been over $150. So we were able to get some new negotiating done that got us out of the hotel altogether. We're gonna have a couple massive rooms in the convention center, and we're gonna have a hangout room, trying to get some ping pong tables and video games there, and then we're gonna have kind of like a quiet, take a nap on the floor / study room, okay? That being said, there's not a room to change in, and I'll tell you up front, I don't see any reason why you would need to bring a change of clothes, honestly. I mean, if you're gonna be profusely sweating all over yourself, maybe bring an extra white t-shirt and throw the other one away or something. But like, you don't need to like change into jeans and tennis shoes so you can go eat at the food court just to come back to change again. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That seems to be a hassle. We're not saying you can't do that, but I'm just saying, why? Like, I guess I don't understand. And if you want to change in the bathroom, then you got the awkward like, oh, I just dropped my pants on the floor where some guy has probably had the toilet overflow before. I don't think you guys want that, okay? So let's just maybe make our lives easier, the bus trip a little less crowded, and avoid that kind of stuff, okay? Also, if your parents want to come see you, win, and get on stage, I've listed the times when the awards are. If you're a written event or professional selling event, that's going to happen on Monday night. If you're a role play event, you have to wait until Tuesday in order to see if you won or not, okay? That being said, we're going to get there every day by bus, and everyone has to ride the bus, okay? We're not allowed to let you drive yourself, and nobody is allowed to stay at the hotel either. Okay, some of your parents have called and said, hey, I got a hotel room so I can have like 6 of the kids hang out down here and get more sleep, etc. We don't allow that. That's a school board thing. They don't want the liability of having people there, and the next thing you know, you guys get hurt or do something stupid and there's no chaperone there other than some random parent who we know nothing about. That's not a good situation. So we expect you guys to come to and from state with us every day. Okay, I do know that there are 6 people competing in the choir event in Chicago who cannot come Sunday evening. That's acceptable for a school event, but if you're on that list and you have not told me that yet, I need to know that because I have to tell them ahead of time that you're taking the test on Monday instead of Sunday. So please tell me that after this meeting, if you have a situation like that. Okay, real quick overview in case you're not in class with us. Sunday, when we get there, we will check in and we will go to the convention center rooms, and look how many of you there are. There's not like mics set up in there. What we need to do when we go in there is just have a seat and sit quietly so we can get you the materials that you need, the name tags. Last year was a little bit too much of a madhouse for me. So if you guys could just come in there, have a seat, we'll get you the materials that you want and that you need. Then we'll release you, and you are free to go downtown, to eat at restaurants, to go to the mall, within a walking radius of just the Circle Center area. You cannot walk to Fountain Square or something crazy like that. You just have to check out with us. So anytime you leave the hotel or the convention center, you just need to sign out and say, hey, I'm going with these 3 people. You need to be in a buddy system, and you need to tell us where you're going and when you're expecting to come back. It doesn't have to be perfect, but if you're like an hour past when you thought you might be back, we need to know, like maybe Madison's not safe. We need to call her cell phone and just check up for safety purposes, okay? I mean, there's stuff happens downtown. We don't want you guys to fall victim to that and not know about it, okay? Breathalyzers, as much as the germaphobe like me does not like to do that, we will be breathalyzing you each night when you get on the bus and each night around dinner time. So we'll send out a remind text and say, hey, you need to come in between the hour of 5 and 6 o'clock, and you need to come in, blow on the breathalyzer, we'll check you off the list. And this isn't because, like, we don't trust you guys, it's just because we had some issues last year, and we're on kind of high alert because if it happens again, we won't have DECA anymore, okay? And we don't want that to happen. There's too many good things that happen with DECA. So we need you guys just to come in, check in. We're giving you an excuse not to get in trouble if that's something you're tempted to do. And then we'll do it again later that night. And it tracks any trace of it. It's not like, oh, I didn't blow 0.08. It's like anything. It's zero tolerance because you're a minor, okay? And we have to then report that to the police and to Mr. Williams immediately. Okay, just to be clear with you guys about that. We don't want that to happen. So just be good about that. And then the buddy system, again, just want to reiterate, if you go downtown, you cannot go by yourself. Ladies, I would personally prefer if you guys have a guy with you. Honestly, I would. At least a group of 3 or 4 people going together at a time, okay? I need your permission slips. Go ahead and flip to the back 4 pages for me. I need all of these filled out by February 13th. Now, it seems very simple, but every year about 80% of them are incomplete, and then I have to track people down to sign them. Please just go through every line and make sure it's filled out. If the answer is none, just write none. Okay, don't just leave it blank, because then like on the next page where it's like medical allergies and things like that, we need to know if you have some type of allergy that we need, like if you're having a reaction, we need to know what to do about it. So if you don't, just write none. I also understand that that form is ridiculous. It's issued by DECA, and they give you like 7 characters of space for your address. I get that that's ridiculous. Just like squeeze it in somewhere on there, okay? We're not supposed to modify that.